meditative state. And whatever is comfortable for you, just slow yourself down and get ready to go in to the meditation. And as we do that, we settle into the furniture that we're in, whatever that might be. And we're totally grounded, totally at peace. And as at this time, I ask you to take a breath in through your nose, effortless, and breathe it out. And as you settle into your breathing, just know that you are peace. You are the peace. And in this circle that we have right now, right here, right now, we're in a tremendous circle of peace with everyone gathered here. And all we need to do is focus on that, and we can be peaceful. We can feel even more peaceful as we focus on the word peace. And we can, on a white altar of light, offer up that word peace. The peace that is here right now, the peace that we are here right now together. So as we concentrate on the word peace, the peace that we are, visualize right now, if you will, every part of your body, every cell slowing right down, every cell vibrating, because every cell is healthy and vibrant, but we can slow it right down and be in a very restful state. Totally balanced, totally secure, totally safe right here, right now. And just feel that relaxation move through your body. Start at your head, focus on your head. Feel that relaxation move through the top of your head, like white light coming through the top of your head. Now you have the power, you've always had the power. So move that wonderful relaxation down your chest, down your arms, and just focus on that relaxation, that peace that is there in that part of your body. And as we go further to relax and feel at peace, send that peace, that relaxation, down to your abdominal area. And if you like, visualize it as white light moving, emanating through you and as you relax into the light. And now feel that relaxation move down your hips, around your back. And you're moving that relaxation, that peace, because you are the peace. And you're just coming into more of an awareness of it. Now take that relaxation and move it down your legs. Down, down, down to the bottom of your feet. And with the realization that you are totally relaxed right here, right now, totally at peace, just focus on these words. I am peace. Yes, I am peace, and I am at peace. So in your mind, focus on those words for a few moments, and I will leave you in the silence, brief silence, as you focus on those words. I am peace. And now bring your awareness back to right here, right now, to the sound of my voice. And just know that anytime, any day, you can feel that relaxation, that peace, just by focusing on the words, I am peace. And you can send that peace out to wherever it is needed, anytime you wish to do that. So when you're ready, bring your awareness back to right here, right now. Maybe open your eyes, maybe become more aware of the feeling of your body against the chair or wherever you are sitting. And when you practice a meditation like that, where you are the peace, it has such a relaxing quality to it. And know that you can do this anytime, anywhere. You have the power, you have the power to relax yourself, to become more peaceful in any situation. And now maybe stretch a bit. And you do feel good, don't you? After a little time of relaxation. All right. So for this next part that I'm going to be doing a spiritual talk, what I need you to do, and this is going to be in part of my talk, is I need you to get yourself, if you don't have it near you right now, pen and paper or pencil or crayon or your phone or access to somewhere where you can type out something that I'm going to ask you to do later in my talk. And it's going to be really easy to do. So this is going to be a part where you're going to participate partway through my talk. And so it's important that you have that at the ready. So paper, pen, crayon, marker, something to write on or something to type into. So, okay, so here we go. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
All the best of this wonderful weekend and all that it brings.
Right.
And you know, it's Thanksgiving here in Canada. And the word Thanksgiving really should be broken down into two words, shouldn't it? It's all about giving the thanks. Giving the thanks is what we are supposed to be doing. Giving thanks to ourselves and giving thanks to other people. And not only other people, but other situations, and other places or organizations. That is what we are meant to be doing, because we are the thanks. Not only are we the peace, but we are the thanks. And we are powerful beyond measure to make a difference in this world by emanating thanks and by making the effort and the intention to give thanks out into this world. That is what we are meant to do. And I don't know about you, but I just love this holiday. It's about thinking about the bounty that we have. It's a slowing down and kind of more reflective time, and then sharing thanks with all those around you. And throughout the years, one of my favorite images of Thanksgiving has been the cornucopia. The cornucopia, that wonderful, wonderful overflowing horn. And I remember when I first heard cornucopia and saw the image of it, I'm kind of a wordsmith for odd looking or odd sounding words. I thought that was the greatest word ever, cornucopia. And so I was telling a few people about it, and they said, "What do you mean cornucopia?" I said, "Cornucopia, you know, this wonderful overflowing horn." They go, "Oh, well, that's a horn of plenty." I said, "No, it's a cornucopia. So you may call it horn of plenty, but I'm gonna stick with cornucopia because I love it." And cornucopia to me really exemplifies what the thanks is all about. When we give thanks, we get thanks. When we have a life with abundant thanks, we have an abundant life. So that image for me of the cornucopia is so amazing. So let me tell you what I think is so important about giving thanks. By the law of giving and receiving, if we give thanks, we get thanks. Now, many of you know that in the law of giving and receiving, we're not supposed to be giving something with conditions, with strings, knowing that if we give this, we'll get something back. That's not what it's about. But the law of giving and receiving is a truth. And it tells us that as we give, we shall get. Now, there's a person that I know, and she crosses my path every once in a while. And maybe you have a friend like this too. And she said to me, "You know, I feel like I have this dark cloud over my head. And all this, you know, nothing nice ever happens for me." You ever have friends like that? You ever run into them? And sometimes you see them and you're like, you don't really want to be around them, right? You know, but one day I saw her and she was kind of in a foul mood, and I walked over to talk to her, and I said, "What's up?" And she said, "Nobody ever thanks me for anything. I do this, I do that, and nobody ever thanks me." So I kind of was feeling very thoughtful at that time. And I said, "Well, I hope you can take this the right way." I said, "But do you ever thank anybody else?" She said, "Well, no." And I said, "Well, you know, by the law of giving and receiving, if you thank other people, you're going to get thanks back." She said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, really." She said, "Okay, well, I'm going to try it." So she started doing it. And do you know what happened? She started little bit by little bit getting thanks back. Now, the magic of this is kind of like a switch. So if you start giving thanks, you're in the flow. So you've hit the switch and then you're in the flow. You're not jamming stuff up. So when you're giving more thanks out, you're going to get more thanks back. It really works that simply. But when you give thanks to somebody, you have to be very genuine. Have you ever had somebody say thanks to you and you know that it isn't really genuine? Yeah, you can feel it, you know it. So when you give thanks to somebody, it's important to really mean it, to be very genuine in your dealings with people. That's really important. So when we talk about thanks, we have an example in the Bible, and that's 1 Thessalonians 5:18. And what does it say? 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, give thanks in all things. All things. And you know, I think that in our lives, sometimes we're going to get challenges. We're going to get things that happen in our life, and we're going to have to draw back and think, what am I supposed to do in this situation? And the Bible says we are to give thanks in all things. All things. And sometimes that's a real challenge, but just keep that in mind. We have an example in the Bible of where giving thanks, just like the cornucopia, if we give thanks, it's a multiplier, it's a ripple effect. And our example in the Bible happens in John 6, where Jesus is with all the multitudes of people. All these people came to listen to Jesus talk. And then instead of sending them away, Jesus was asked, what are we going to do? There's all these people here and we don't have enough food to feed them. What are we going to do? And in the Bible, it is said, Jesus said, what are we to do? He asked his disciples, what are we to do? Now, Jesus knew what he was to do, but he asked his disciples, what are we going to do? And it is said that Philip said that it would take more than half a year's wages to buy enough bread to feed all these people. And Jesus said, see what we have out there. So it is said that Andrew located a young boy, and as you know the story, the young boy had 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish. And it is said that Jesus prayed over that food and he gave thanks. And when he did that, his thanks multiplied, and all those people were able to be fed. And not only that, there was more food left over, wasn't there? And that is an excellent example to us that when we give thanks, thanks is a multiplier. It has a tremendous ripple effect. And when we give thanks in all instances, that we will be truly blessed. So that is a powerful, powerful scripture. It also reminds me that our unity principle 4, through affirmative prayer, we align our heart mind with God, and God is source, right? And also unity principle 5, through thoughts, words, and actions, we are living the truth that we know. So when we practice those principles, we are giving thanks. And giving thanks is especially helpful to people who have helped you in some way. And in Scientific American, there was an article that talked about the benefits of giving thanks and what the research shows. And Melanie Tenenbaum, who did the article, said this. She said that giving thanks has tremendous effect because it tells the person that we're thanking that they are capable and that we are connected to them. So she says that those are two basic human needs: the need to feel capable and the need to feel connected. So when we give thanks to people, we make them feel capable and connected in some way. It lets the person know that we value them and we feel that they are capable of providing help. And also that we are connected to them. So if someone helps you, it is important to give thanks to them because it makes them feel capable and it feels connected. And in our world, we need that happening. It is so very, very important because there are people that maybe don't have a lot of contact with other people. So they will do little random acts to help out. And they really would benefit from getting a thanks from us because we are the thanks. It's important for us to give thanks to other people. One of my favorite readings that to me has thanks all through it and that demonstrates how we are the thanks is by Unity Minister James Dillett Freeman. And it's called Every Man a Minister. You're probably familiar with it. And it was written long ago, and I just put every person a minister. And to me, it really talks about what we are meant to be doing. Each of us is meant to be a minister to other people. So for those of you who are familiar with it, maybe some of you who are not, I'm just going to go through the points and you will see how thanks is written on every point, in my opinion. So this is what he says. What does it mean to be a minister?
No.
It means to make yourself small so that others may feel large. It means to make yourself a servant so that others may feel their mastery. Doesn't that tie in with thanks? It means to give so that those who lack may receive. So in a world where many people need that thanks, if we give thanks, we're being a minister to those in the world. It means to love so that those who feel unloved may have someone who never rejects them, someone with whom they can always identify themselves. It means to hold out your help to those who ask and deserve help, and also to those who do not ask or deserve it. That's always a challenge. It means always to be there when you're needed, yet never to press yourself on another when you're not wanted. It means to stay at peace so that those who are contentious will have someone to whom they can turn to stabilize themselves. It means to keep a cheerful outlook so that those who are easily cast down may have someone to lift them up. It means to keep faith and to keep on keeping faith, even when you yourself find little reason for believing, so that those who have no faith can find the courage to live. powerful, powerful. It means not merely to live a life of prayer, but to turn your prayers into life, more life for you and more life for those to whom you minister. It means to be God-centered and human-hearted, to involve yourself in man's humanity and to keep your vision on man's divinity, and so draw forth in all around you the human form divine. It also means to share in the great moments of men's lives, in birth and sickness and marriage and health and death, and at all these times, whether of crisis or celebration, to bring comfort and a blessing, and above all, a sense of a presence that sometimes we cannot see, and a meaning that often we overlook. This is what it means to be a minister of God and a minister to men. Powerful, powerful reading. Every person a minister, and I think that's what we are called to be. We are called to minister to others. And one of the most wonderful ways we can do that is by giving the thanks. Giving the thanks to ourselves, because that keeps us right. Giving the thanks to people, situations, organizations, and places. Abundant thanks, abundant life. Now, some people may say, well, that's great, but how do I give the thanks? Well, if you go on the internet, how to give thanks, you're going to find all kinds of ways. There's going to be 20 ways, 40 ways, 100 ways, all kinds of ways to say thanks. And one great site is our wonderful Hallmark. Remember Hallmark cards? Well, they have on their site how to say thanks. And they have a wonderful video there that gives you examples on how to say thanks and written examples. Now get your pen ready, get your computer ready, your phone, whatever. So according to Hallmark, and we always listen to Hallmark, don't we? Because they know, right? So according to Hallmark, in giving thanks, late is better than never. When it comes to thanks, late is better than never. So what I'd like you to do for a minute is think of one person, situation, or place that you could give thanks to. One, write it down. Write it down, type it out. Okay. Think of another person, place, situation that you could give thanks to. The second one. And now the third time's the charm. Find one more person, situation, place, or organization that you could give thanks to. This is your personal thanks you can give, and write it down. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm seeing some great things in the chat. Yeah, that's great. Great participation, everybody. Lots of great ideas. Now, how do you say thanks? Some people are kind of stuck. They're like, how do I say thanks? Well, you know what? You can find that on the internet too. All kinds of examples. So one of my favorite websites is Life Hack. Have you checked that out? Lots of good stuff on there. So there's tons of examples on how to give thanks. You could give a gift bag to somebody. You could send a letter. One of my favorites is write a nice toast. For me, giving a toast is something that's underrated, and always be prepared to have a few words you could say in a toast, because you never know when you're going to be put on the spot to give a toast about something. And not the bread toast, but you know, like when you're having a drink with people, with friends, you know, that kind of toast. Yeah. You can use social media. You can make a digital greeting and send it like 1, 2, 3 greetings. You can make that up. You could make surprise gifts. Pay it forward to a cause that person likes. Or give a personalized gift or note. Another way to give thanks, and it's kind of like that, it's that rippling effect that I talked about, is many people will put some thoughtful quote in their email. Have you seen that? Maybe you do that. Well, shake it up a bit. Don't have the same one all the time. So you could have great quotes on giving thanks. So here's a couple. Author Roy T. Bennett. Be thankful for everything that happens in your life. It's all an experience. Isn't that a good one? Because I mean, sometimes there's things that happen, you go, yeah, okay. So be thankful for everything that happens in your life. And then minister author Norman Vincent Peale, he says this about thanks. The more you practice the art of thankfulness, the more you have to be thankful for. Isn't that true?
Very good.
So true. So true. So now, I think in this time of COVID precautions, we have to get a little bit more creative in giving thanks. Maybe we're not having dinner parties and we're not doing some of the activities, but we can get creative in giving thanks to people. So you have your list of 3 great thanks that you can send out. And remember, by the law of giving, receiving, you send out thanks, you give out thanks, you're going to get some back. We all need thanks. And giving thanks makes people feel capable and connected. And there's a real need for that right now. Now more than ever. And we can be the thanks that makes a difference in our own lives, in our sphere around us, and in the world. And by practicing giving the thanks, we're a wonderful example for other people. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, I'll see somebody do something and I'll think, I like how they did that. I'm going to do it. And I start doing it. So you can be an example that way. Just like the Bible verse says, give thanks in all things, regardless of appearances. And, you know, sometimes things come our way, but they pass. They move on. We get better insight. Time is wonderful for looking back on situations, things that happen in our lives. And sometimes we give thanks after. But it's good to start a practice of giving thanks at the time. because it's just this positive energy that emanates from us and makes a difference. So over the next 30 days, I challenge you, if you remember nothing else, remember this: abundant thanks, abundant life. So over the next 30 days, I challenge you to send out a thanks in whatever form you want every day. One thanks every day. Because remember, better late than never, and no time like the present. Make a commitment to be the thanks, to practice thankfulness in your life, and you will make a big difference in your life and in this world. Wishing you wonderful, thankful days and very thankful lives.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Randie. I think you made us all smile. And oh, I have to turn off the. I'm gonna stop recording.